Welcome, everyone, to the Mickey Shorts and More Disney podcast. I am your host, Steve. With me is my co-host,
Keaton.
Keaton, how's it going tonight?
Good.
Now, we record this typically on a Sunday night, so Keaton, how's your Sunday been going?
Good, because today I just unlocked the force field in Disney and Findy's Star Wars playset.
Yes, he's been working all afternoon to unlock the Tatooine force field on his playset from his video game Disney Infinity, which he loves. That's pretty much his Sunday afternoon game, and he was able to do it all by himself. Good job, Keaton.
I know. I just collected a lot of money to do that.
Yep, a lot of galactic credits. He was so excited he was bouncing all over the house, right? Cheering, hollering up a storm. He was a very happy kid. But today we are here not to talk about Disney Infinity. We will save that conversation for another week. We're here to talk about Disney Shorts and more. But before we get started into this week's episode, we do have a little bit of show news to share. Now, typically this is the kind of stuff we talk about at the end of the show, but a lot of people kind of skip the stuff at the end of the show, so I want to make sure that everyone knows this, so that way they can tune in and subscribe and all that kind of good stuff. So in the past, we've always told people that they can find the show at www.mickeyshortsandmore.com, and that is still true, and it's still true that you can find us on Apple Podcasts, but as of this week, you can also now find us on Google Play, you can find us on Stitcher, and you can find the show on YouTube. So just search for Mickey Shorts and More on each of those podcast locations. You can find us, you can subscribe, you can help share the show out so that more people can find out about the fun that we have each week. Now, if you'd like to connect with us in between shows, shoot us a message, share your thoughts with us about an episode of the Mickey Shorts podcast that possibly we could even use as part of the show, feel free to do that. You can connect with us on Facebook, you can connect with us on Twitter, on Instagram, and you can also send us an email at mickeyshortsandmore@gmail.com. Or if you'd like to talk on the show, you can do that too. You simply leave us a voicemail at 541-321-0472, and you can be part of the show.
What? How can they be a part of the show?
They can call us, like I said, they can leave us a voicemail, and then we can play that voicemail on the air. One other quick piece of news this week. Disney has just rolled out a brand new episode of the Mickey Shorts series. It debuted today on, at least we got notification of it as it came out on iTunes anyway, so we were able to watch it. The episode is called Carried Away, and watch for it. Strangely enough, it's not on YouTube yet, but I'm guessing it will be soon. We've watched it maybe 4 times now, because it's really funny.
Yeah, because on the beginning, Mickey's head explodes.
Which is the part you want to keep watching over and over and over again. So yeah, by the time this episode's out, it may be on YouTube, hopefully, but keep an eye out for that one. Again, it's called Carried Away. It is the latest of the Mickey Shorts. We will cover it at some point in time, since we are going in order. It might be a little bit before we get to it, but definitely watch for it. It is a funny one. So, what do you say we talk about this week's episode?
Yes, it's called a Tokyo Go.
Yep, it's called Tokyo Go. This episode, let's do the quick show summary. Keaton, what's this show about?
It's when Mickey selects the blue train, but he accidentally gets sucked into the red one.
Right. So this show is going to take place in Tokyo. This is one of those that we were talking about a few weeks ago, similar to Croissant de Triomphe, where it takes place in a foreign country. They're using it to introduce a foreign culture to the viewership of the show. The original air date was July 12th, 2013. As far as the credits go, it was written and the story, both writing and the story, were by Derek Dressler, Aaron Springer, Heiko Drengenberg, I apologize if I'm brutalizing your name, Clay Morrow, and Paul Reddish. This was also directed by Paul Reddish. We've been a few since Paul has directed, and it's good to see him back in the director chair once again. The official show summary says, a surge in rush hour traffic causes Mickey to board the wrong bullet train. So, that said, Keaton, how about we headphone up and provide some episode commentary? What do you say?
Good.
All right, so we are ready to go. We are watching this week on YouTube. You can click on the link in the show notes, so just make sure to scroll down in whatever app you're using, and you can do that. Look for the little YouTube link, and that's where we're going to be. Okay, you ready?
Ready.
All right, let's count it down. 3,
3,
2, 1, hit play. Mickey Mouse in Tokyo Go. We are in Japan. Oh, it's not a countryside. It's a busy, busy city. There's trains going all over the place. There's cars. There's traffic. All sorts of things. There's people in the train station. And one of the people in there is Mickey Mouse. He's tired. It must be Monday. He's drinking his coffee. Ugh. There's a long line of people to get their tickets. Off to the workday. He's going to select the blue train. He's going to get his ticket. And, there's the blue train. So now it's time to go. But he just got intercepted by a giant group of people heading into the red train. This isn't where he wants to go. But the people, he's shoving the people in there. They're all smashed against the windows. Oh, this is horrible. He can't even move. He has his blue ticket in his hand. He's on the wrong train. And that train's going really fast. It's swerving. It's going up and down. It's going all over the place. All these people are inside here. Mickey is completely squished. He's about coming out of his skin. All right, he's above the crowd.
Exit.
He sees the exit sign. He's going to try... Ooh, he's crawling up the back of it. Ooh, creeper. He's crawling through the people's clothes. He's in someone's hat. He's trying to get out of that exit so he can somehow get across. Oh, his butt just exploded through.
Or his pants.
Now he's with a giant gang of some very sketchy-looking people. He's trying to get over them. Uh-oh. He bumped into some huge guy. You know who this is? This is a sumo wrestler. And he's switching into his sumo wrestling gear. Hey, buddy. I'm going to wrestle you because I got to get around you. The guy whips off his clothes. He has his sumo suit on underneath. Now there's the big sumo match. Mickey versus sumo wrestler. Here we go. Ooh, there's stuff in his teeth. Yuck. Oh, wait. No. Mickey dodged him. Now he can jump over his body and through the exit. Woohoo!
Wait,
Now he's on top.
that was just about the beginning of Pandemonium.
Yeah, very similar. Now Mickey's hanging to the top of the train. He's going up and down. He's trying to jump on. Oh, his coat just blew off. Now he's jumping over things. Oh, it's like one of those Japanese video games. He's got to pull around. Woo! He's dodging everything. Oh, tunnel. Inside the tunnel, he's an 8-bit video game. How strange is that? Now outside of the tunnel. Oh, what's he doing with all these coins that he's turned in the video game? Oh, he's almost onto the blue train. He's getting ready to jump. Working up the nerve. And up. Now it's going way down. He's like, what am I going to do now? Okay, I got to time this just right. And now he's going to 3, 2, 1, jump. And he's going through the air. Do not try this at home, kids. He's falling through the ducts. Oh, there's his shorts. And his pants came off again. And now he's finally at the station. He's running, and he's at a barn? It's now open. Where is Mickey at? Punching in his time clock, and there's a choo-choo train. He's there to drive a choo-choo train full of happy kids around the garden, and he's completely happy.
The end.
All right. Keaton, what do you think?
Good.
What was your favorite part of the episode?
All the parts when his pants fell off.
What is it with Mickey losing his pants?
Because sometimes it kind of looks like he's naked again.
Well, Mickey did get naked again in this episode, although luckily for all of us, it happened off screen. He was on top of the train blew his shorts off, apparently because you just see his hand reach out and whoosh, grab those pants back out of the air and put them on. It gives us a nice laugh, but you got to be careful in all these extra windy situations because you never know when your pants might blow off. Lessons learned from Mickey Mouse, huh? Anything else stand out to you, buddy?
It was so funny.
Okay, well, what parts had you laughing other than when Mickey's pants were falling off?
I want to know a few of your favorite parts.
Well, okay, so here's my thing. I mean, the episode was entertaining. It was action-packed. There was a lot happening as Mickey was, jumping from train to train and all that kind of stuff. But I really think that on the episodes, when they're introducing us to new cultures, like the one from Paris, or this one that's taking place in Tokyo, I really think that it's less funny. It's not quite as, it's not the sick, twisted humor that we typically can get from a Mickey Mouse Shorts episode. I think they're really trying to be respectful of the country's culture that they're trying to introduce us to. And so I would say across the board, when we see episodes that take place in these different countries, in different languages, they tend to be a little more subdued. They're not as hilarious, crazy, goofy, bizarro as some of the others. And again, I think that's just because they're trying to be respectful to the countries and cultures. You don't want to have a show with completely crazy humor that might offend some people taking place in a country that you don't want to offend. So it's fun to see, very, very well drawn, but not as laugh out loud funny as maybe some of the other episodes. The other thing, I really think that when they're doing these foreign episodes, the animators are kind of putting on a whiteboard when they're planning it out, and they're saying, okay, what kind of things do we want to draw attention to within this culture? So, for instance, episode 5, Tokyo Go. What do we want to feature? All right, we want to feature bullet trains. We want to feature the Japanese-style kind of crazy game shows like we saw here in the U.S. a few years ago called Hole in the Wall, where they're jumping around kind of crazy shapes. There's probably an official name for that. I don't know what that is, but so we're going to feature that in the show. We want to feature have a nod to video games. Oh, and sumo wrestling. So there's another thing. So they take this they write up on the whiteboard this big list of things that they want to showcase about this country and culture, and then they kind of come up with a reason to incorporate all those into the plot, because the plot was kind of all over the place. But it shows off different things, and it's kind of entertaining, and it's fun. Now, one of the big things I really like, this is kind of my favorite part of this episode, and this isn't something that would make sense to you as a kid, but at the very end, Mickey's going through all of this traffic and this chaos and the bullet trains and stress and jumping, all that kind of stuff. Why? Where is Mickey going?
Drive a train.
That's right. He's going to go drive a train. Not a bullet train, not the big busy ones. He's going to drive a slow train full of kids. Now, do you know who that reminds us of?
What?
That's the very thing that the founder of the Walt Disney Company, Walt Disney himself, used to do. He used to, back in the 40s, when he's having all the stress of trying to start up the Disney Company and drawing Mickey Mouse cartoons, he would relax by building a train in his giant backyard, and that train, he would take kids out on rides. He would do exactly what Mickey Mouse was doing, and that backyard train led to ideas of bigger trains, which led to the full-size train and Disneyland. So it's a fantastic nod. There's even a little bit of Walt Disney in there himself as Mickey is driving the train, because it's a whole nod to Walt Disney and the hobby that he had that led to Disneyland, which we love today. One of the last things that I like from this episode, Keaton, is the sound effects, which again, as a 5-year-old, you're not going to really understand the sound effects, but there's two that stood out to me. First of all, there's the sounds that are made during the old 70s TV show called The $6 Million Man. And we can even hear a Star Wars TIE fighter coming down through the bullet train. All right, buddy, quick random notes here. When he goes through the tunnel, what does he turn into?
Video game.
And when he comes out of the tunnel, what's in his hands?
A bunch of coins.
That's right. So it's almost like he collected in real life the coins from the 8-bit video game. Just kind of a fun nod there. So yeah, it's fun to watch that kind of 8-bit Super Mario game come to life there. You even get the sounds effects from it. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, Walt Disney does make a cameo on a picture at the end of the episode when Mickey's in the barn riding the train. In Spain and Portugal, this episode was titled Mickey in Tokyo. And in Latin America, this episode was titled Train to Tokyo. So I'm guessing the title Tokyo Go wouldn't translate into those other languages, so they had to tweak it just a little bit. Also, this is the first episode in the series where Mickey doesn't talk. And then finally, The music that plays in the background when Mickey's finally on his train is a little song called Casey Jr. from a movie called Dumbo.
Casey Jr.'s coming down the track with a smoky stack. Hear him puffin' coming round the hill. Casey's here to thrill every Jack and Jill.
So that's it for this week. Keaton, you want to wrap up the show?
How do you wrap up the show?
We say stuff at the end.
Thank you, everyone, for listening, and have a great day.
And as far as the stuff for me, once again, remember to listen to us on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Google Play, Stitcher. You can subscribe through all of those services. Remember, you can connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Just do a search for Mickey Shorts and More. Or you can email the show at mickeyshortsandmore@gmail.com or call the voicemail to leave your voicemail messages at 541-321-0472. That's a lot of stuff to go through. But remember, we're with you every Tuesday with a new episode. Thank you for listening. Have a fantastic week. And make sure to tune in to more Mickey Shorts and More podcast. Have a great week.
Bye. Dun, 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 dun.